Today I'm on Sol Legare Island, South Carolina at the historic Seashore Farmers Lodge with curator and preservationist Ernest Parks. This lodge, built in the early 1900s, was a mutual aid home for black farmers and fishermen, and it still anchors native Gullah culture. We're stepping inside to learn how this place and this community keeps language, land, and tradition alive.
The Seashore Farmers Lodge is a lodge system. We belong to the fraternal order of lodges here in the United States at large. Now, as I alluded to earlier, our forefathers had a vision. We had people in the community who were former slaves post-Civil War, who were Civil War veterans, who came in and realized that we needed a spot in the neighborhood in order to have all the people come to a common space, so to speak. Those guys had the visions in order to give this land, this property to the community at large. They have a place for all us to come and meet. We started the lodge system. We started the lodge in 1908. We came in 1912. We became officially a lodge because we got all the necessary paperwork to become a lodge.
Okay.
In America, a lodge, so became a lodge in 1912. But it actually started in 1908 on the property that they had. Now we built the facility ourselves.
Oh, really?
Our own hands. If you're a carpenter in the neighborhood, come on do some carpentry.
Yeah.
If you're a plumber in the neighborhood, come on do some plumbing.
Everybody was pitching in.
Everybody pitching in, and it was a communal thing, and that kept us to the point where we are a community. We are a self-contained community.
Yeah.
Because once you turn on the Sol Legare Island, South Carolina, we are self-contained. When you have a school, when you have businesses, when you have a church, you got the basic infrastructure of a small town.
Yeah.
We in and of itself.
And when did you all connect to the main island?
Oh well, we
Or
connected
to the mainland, rather?
to the mainland. Well, we were always back and forth to the mainland. Instead, it was
Well,
trip us.
as far as like a bridge, like when were bridges built for that type of connection?
Well, we had the Wapu Cut Bridge, which we passed when we came over here. The Wapu Cut Bridge over here, and we have to ferry from here because we're on the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
Right now, we had to ferry from here down to the Wapu River, Wapu Cut Bridge, and then we would ferry over. And we've been doing that. A lot of the guys that came from post-Civil War, veterans came back and they had properties down here somewhere from the island. My great-grandfather, fought in the USCT 104th out of Beaufort, South Carolina.
Wow.
Prior to that, he was a slave in Sumter, South Carolina.
Sumter, okay.
Came to
And
Sumter,
that's Clarendon County.
That's Clarendon County.
Yeah, I was just down there not too long ago.
That's Clarendon County.
Okay.
And as a slave, then he joined the Massachusetts 54th Regiment in 1863.
Okay.
So he had 2 years in the Civil War as a fighter for America.
Wow. And you all, there's something over here that
Historical
commemorates
marker.
that this marker right here that identifies the 54th.
54th fought here on July 16th of 1863. 2 days later, on July 18th of 1863, he had the infamous battle with the Massachusetts 54th Regiment, basically on Morris Island, basically was slaughtered.
Yeah.
But we fought, and from that point on, after the 54th, fighting here in Charleston came the 55th, and they down on Sol Legare Beach.
Yeah.
Now, they were doing some renovation down on Sol Legare Beach back in late 2000, late 1995, 6, 7, 8, right along there. The renovation, and they found the graves of the Massachusetts 55th, of the 55th Regiment. This marker was installed here earlier this year from the town of James Island. Town of James Island gave us this marker, and that marker process took about 2 years to get it up.
2 years?
Yeah, but the thing about that is, sir, it was been working far before that because the town of James Island played a great part in the renovation project that went on here at the Seashore Farmers Lodge.
Okay, got you. I'm going to show you all this side, and then I'll swing around to the other, and then we'll go inside and check this joint out. Now, up the street from here, I saw another historical marker that identified Mosquito Beach.
Mosquito Beach, yes, sir.
All right, so you grew up in this neighborhood.
Yes, sir, I did.
So as we walk towards the
Seashore Farmers Lodge.
the lodge, tell us about Mosquito Beach and your time there visiting and hanging out.
You know, Mosquito Beach was built in a time of segregation, a time of separatism, a time of racism, a time of separation of the country for African Americans here in America. And those guys, back to those old guys who had the wisdom, they didn't have the education, but they had the wisdom to build a place for blacks to have a good time at.
Yeah.
Now, Folly Beach is right across the bay, but Negroes had to be off of Sol Legare, off of Folly Beach at a certain time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually have to. You can't be down there. You had
A,
actually gates
sundown town in your own town.
under my backyard. That's how close it was in my backyard. Now you can work down there. You could be the domestic down there. You could be the cook down there. But you go at a certain time, you have to leave.
Damn.
And fast forward to the 60s movement, we have some of the gentlemen in the neighborhood during the time of voting rights and the Voting Rights Act, and we were pushing the voting rights that went down on falling beach to let them know that we had our right to vote, we had our right to vote. And the skirmishes occurred because of that. Some of the guys got thrown in jail, some of the guys got beat up, some of the guys actually hit the water and swam back home to Sol Legare, which was across the bay, to get
Wow.
away from the mob crowd. That's an amazing history when you step back and think about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that I can be here to tell that story of the history of people, and it's really just generation. When you think of a generation, that's only like 100 years.
Yeah.
We're that close.
We're that close. For sure.
So we're not go. Welcome to Seashore Farmers Lodge.
Here we go. Looks like you all won an award in 2011.
Oh, we won a couple of awards.
Yeah? You gotta tell us about them.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Now, this is a traditional Gullah community.
Gullah get you all the way live.
Yeah.
You couldn't get no better.
People may be like, he talks fast. He talks different.
Well,
We're in the United States.
Where Hunter did it from?
We are in the United States.
Welcome to the Seashore Farmers Lodge Museum and Cultural Center here on James Island, South Carolina, off the coast of James Island, South Carolina. And this has been a dream come true for me. As I look back and realize what my parents and our forefathers did in order to have this building for us and what it meant as far as passing on to the next generation is concerned, this was a great victory for me. When I relocated back from Atlanta, Georgia, back home to Charleston, South Carolina, the place was in despair. The building was in despair, to the point where it looked like this, my friend. Please follow me.
Whew, that's bad.
This is 2007.
That's bad, Doc. Yeah.
But the grace of the good Lord, though, the town of James Island, we were part of the town of James Island at the time, and what we did was they had some monies for historical projects for the town of James Island in the amount of $50,000. Well, as it did, 4 councilmen, 2 voted no, 2 voted yes, and the one deciding vote was the mayor, and the mayor was an historian.
Oh, wow.
So she voted for us in order to have the law, get those monies. And then we became a 501(c) nonprofit entity. We started collecting our own monies. By that way, we started doing different grants. And lo and behold, we started taking figures of, how much it's going to cost to renovate this?
Sure.
We started getting numbers like 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. Well, where in the world am I going to get $500,000 from?
Yeah.
In order to renovate this lodge? But God works in mysterious ways, my friend.
Yeah.
Because what happened, we went right back to the old school ways. Plumbers, we need you. Your technical guys. Carpenters, we need you.
Yeah, yeah.
And we got a little young guy, Michael Rifford. He came and he wanted to make his mark as a preservationist construction person. And he came and did the project. To date, we went from $500,000 to get it done. And when the people came and did all the painting and the housekeeping and all the plumbing, all the electrical work, the way we did it back in the day, $150,000, and she sat back upright again like this at Seashore Farmers Lodge, as you know it now. We call this piece right here, Ghost of Sol Legare.
Wow.
Because here, the lodge had a band. Mm-hmm. We're now a museum. The lodge has a band. This is the beautiful lodge in the back now, and the spirits are coming back out. The spirits tell us. The drums tell us the story. There were musicians, because this was the church. It was everything for the community at large. Yeah. So God definitely works in mysterious ways for us. He allowed us to renovate this lodge and to be able to tell our story. As you can see here, we have an old school. It was the school.
Well, let me ask you: was this the original height of the ceiling?
This was the original height of the ceiling.
Really, y'all? This is how close I am, y'all.
Oh no, I told you. The guy was short back then.
So you said these desks were original?
These are the original desks, and this is the school circa 1911.
This right here.
Yes, James Island School, Sol Legare School.
Okay.
Circa 1911.
And so earlier we had talked about Rosenwald schools. I had asked you a question, and this was not a Rosenwald school. This was just an independent school.
Independent school of Sol Legare.
Okay.
Yes. We put together because our children need educating and we can get to the mainland.
Yeah.
And then we have here, We talked about the drums.
Yep.
The drums, these are the original drums from the band that I showed you. Because the drums was, the drum was the new telephone. This was the new cell phone. This was the cell phone back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
The drum was the cell phone.
Communication.
And communication. So nobody hear the drum. Come to the lodge. Because nobody had a telephone back in those days.
Yeah.
And I remember coming up at a certain point, finally, 2 people got phones. So if you live in the northern part of the neighborhood, everybody from a certain point going back up to the Farley Road, that was your phone number. But here for the south, you only had 2 neighbors in the whole neighborhood.
Yeah,
So everybody used 2 telephones. But this was the main way. And the people, as a part of the museum, which we became after we renovated her, the drums of the musicians, and they gave us the collection of drums. And these are the original drums of Delaware. We went through a Warren Latch Conservatory. Warren Latch Conservatory came in as a part of one of our projects. They did a whole preservation project on us. Some of the artifacts in here were taken by the Warren Latch Conservatory and put back together and renovated and updated. And we're now in conjunction with Warren Latch Conservatory, Princeton University, American School of the Building Arts, College of Charleston, Historic Charleston.
And everybody.
Yeah, because when you walk in it, it's what it is. It's original.
Well, how many lodges were around back then?
This is the Mother Lodge. I'm not one.
This is the mother one.
This is the lodge.
This is the mother one. Okay,
This is the Mother Lodge. I think when James Island itself, it has about 3 lodges.
Okay.
But this is the Mother Lodge, and as people moved, spread out on the island,
Yep.
they started putting lodges in the neighborhood. But this was the one that started it all.
This was the one.
This is the mother that started it all. We have the different artifacts here to tell the time period. And when we started renovating the lodge, I told people, but if you got anything in your yard, your garage, or your yard you don't want anymore, we're going to make such a museum. Why don't you leave me in the hole? It started coming in so much that I had to tell people, oh, please stop. We got some of them in storage right now, but we got to tell them to please stop. We have so much stuff. And some of these are original items.
Now, was this the goal when you came back from your travels? You mentioned you lived in New York, you lived in Atlanta and other places. Like, was the goal for you always to come home, or did this by happenstance come into fruition?
My goal was I know we had this beautiful property down here on the island. I'm an island boy, so I knew I was going to come back eventually. Now, what wasn't my goal was to head up the ad hoc committee to put this museum back together. I was go by the lodge because I have property down here. I would go by the lodge to go home when I took a job down here in Charleston. And I said, Lord, have mercy, we're going to sit here. We're going to let this lodge fall in on us, Lord. What are we going to do? We know God works in mysterious ways because he answered it. When the town of James Island gave the lodge the money to renovate, and I was eager to be a part of it. I'm an historian, I'm an educator, and I wanted to definitely be a part of that.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We came together again. We made this lodge what it is. So no, it wasn't. It was all my goal to get back to Charleston or to James Island, but that wasn't my goal to renovate it. But like I said, I'm glad that he put me in a place where I was able to.
And you answered the call.
And I answered the call.
Because how many times is that the case and people just ignore it?
Ignore the call.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
When the community come calling and the people at large come calling, you have to go.
Yeah.
You have to go, particularly the Gullah Geechee corridor.
Yeah.
People in the Gullah Geechee corridor.
Yeah.
Because when you go from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Jacksonville, Florida, 3,500 miles inland, that's the corridor right there. And you know, our food, our language, our culture is still relevant to the Americans because it's a part of being Americans.
For sure.
For sure, definitely.
So I see an award right here.
Yes, we won about 5 or 6 awards on her. You know, after the renovation, I call this the house that Corey built. Corey came in and she was one of our administrators and she was one of our historians. And she's been so sincere toward the museum. This is the house that Corey built.
Okay.
2011 National Preservation Awards.
Yeah.
I did not think for the life of me it was in Austin, Texas, and they flew me out to Austin, Texas to do it. And I'm sitting around at the conference and I'm saying, well, I look at all these beautiful buildings they renovated in New York and LA and Colorado and everywhere. And I said, well, I know I'm not going to get an award for this little place here on Sol Legare Island, South Carolina. Lo and behold, we were the first name that they called.
Wow.
And I was just blown away. And the award, we have one of the famous Carolopolis Awards here in Charleston, South Carolina, the Carolopolis Award, a prestige award. I think that's the first award that you notice when you walk in.
Yeah, that's the one that's right here on the door.
Then we have the South Carolina National African American Award. Yeah. We have 5 or 6 awards. We have this award right here. South Carolina Preservation, 2011.
Yep.
I think it's so authentic. We pay homage in the 54th. We got this
Everywhere.
diorama
Yeah,
here.
we have the diorama that's right here.
Yes. Kathleen Williams, she was for women in the 54th.
Was she from here?
No, she wasn't from here.
She wasn't from here.
No, she wasn't
I'm
from
not
here.
familiar with her story.
Kathleen Williams, yes.
Can you tell us a little?
You notice the picture
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
There's a
See
woman.
that right there.
She came. And
Because normally when we talk about the Civil War, everyone's talking about the general. They're talking about the Black Moses, right?
Exactly.
Especially here in South Carolina.
Especially here in South Carolina.
They're talking about Harriet Tubman, but this is another woman.
This is another woman.
Wow.
And the role that the women played in the fight for America.
Yeah.
The woman, God bless the woman. Because I'm here to tell you, my brother, if it wasn't for that woman that did the thing that she had to do, that for her people to survive,
For sure.
we would not be here.
For sure.
We would not be here.
This is true.
You know? Now this is the diorama of the assault of battery wagon on July 18th of 1863. And this ward was sat at the apartment. It was made by the Department of Interior, and it actually sat at the foot of the Statue of Liberty to represent the fight for freedom.
Okay.
Well, it went on tour, and it came to Fort Sumter, and it came to Fort Moultrie, and they wanted to had it as an exhibit, and they wanted to know that anybody wants this particular diorama at their museum.
And you were like, yeah.
So I raised my hand.
Yeah.
But you had to write and tell them why, a story of why you think you deserve it.
Well, that was easy.
That was easy. That was easy because the Massachusetts 54th Regiment, their first fight was here on July 16th, 1863 on Sol Legare Island. And for them returning home again, where their first fight was at. It was them returning home again. And so I didn't think I was going to get it for the life of me. I get a phone call one day. I'm in the office, sitting down in the office one day. I get a phone call, and they said, "Mr. Parks, is this Ernest Parks?" Yes, this is Ernest Parks. Sir. Well, I'm the director so-and-so for the National Park Service, and we wanted to know when are you going to come and get the diorama? Well, I was totally floored.
Yeah. I need you to do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Because it seems like whenever there is something you feel like you're not going to get, you end up getting it. So I'm going to go get some lottery tickets. And I need you to tell me that these are some bad numbers. And then I'm going to check. And I'm going to be a millionaire. And I'm going to break you off some money.
Totally, my brother. I totally do it. I'll do that for you. I would definitely do that for you,
I love
my
it,
friend.
though. And so you got it installed, and it's part of a permanent exhibit.
A part of the exhibit here.
Yeah.
Now, we, as a museum, she's been loaned out a couple of times. McLeod Plantation. We passed McLeod Plantation
I've been
coming
there.
in. But when we had McLeod, she's at McLeod Plantation for 2 years.
Okay.
Now, I think we got it in 2009, so she's been home here and loaned out a couple of times.
Yeah.
And everything. Now, the proof was here on Sol Legare, talking about the Civil War. A guy literally on Sol Legare picked up this sword. He was going around foraging for metals to sell.
And he found this.
And he found this. He found it on the ground. And literally...
On the property here?
Stuck down, yes, on Sol Legare, yes, sir. Stuck down the ground, he poured the metals. So what he saw was the tip. So he proceeded to pull it up, and he pulled, and he pulled, and he pulled, and lo and behold, this is what he came up with. Now this, when we had it studied, this was an 1863 Confederate sword found here on Sol Legare Island, South Carolina. And we're talking about Waterlast Conservatory, they came in, they took the sword, and they brought it back to life. Because it was very rusted and very delicate when we initially found it.
Yeah.
So all practices and purposes and intents, this was pretty pristine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Considering she is 100 plus years old.
Yeah.
How long ago was the Civil War?
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's real.
Right, it's real, you know. And these are tags that they donated us. One was a slave tag, showing that you were a servant, circa 1850, that we as African Americans had to wear as slaves to let them denote what we were doing. And this one here is one of the fishermen where we're free.
Wow. Now, so speaking of the institution of enslavement, where around here, obviously McLeod is up the street.
Yes.
But what other plantations were around here that descendants that came here to Sol Legare lived?
We have McLeod Plantation. We have Drayton Plantation. We have Dobuff Plantation. We have Grimble Plantation and Grimble Estates. Those are the four the bishop ones that came here.
Where people
who
generally in this
eventually
area.
came. Okay. Now,
Some
as far
who-
as your folks, where were?
Well, mine is a unique story because I'm a Wilder. My mother is a Wilder, and her grandfather was the USCT soldier Harrison Wilder that came from Sumter, South
Okay, so he
Carolina,
came. Okay.
and he came here, fought the war here, met a girl here. When he met a girl here, he let them call home. He didn't call home. We rolled home and tell them, I ain't coming back
They
home no
ain't
more.
coming back
I done
home.
find me a woman
Yeah.
down here, and I ain't coming back down
I
here.
done came to the city. I got out of Clarendon.
This
and I came to the
it.
city.
And so my mother is a side of the family is where my South Carolina roots are, but my dad is a Georgia boy.
Okay.
My dad is from Thompson, Georgia, Augusta, right outside of Augusta,
Yeah,
Georgia.
yeah, I know where that's
He
at.
joined the Navy in World War II. He retired out of the Navy. And my mom was here, and we have these properties here, and he did the same thing. He called Georgia and told Georgia, hey, Mom, I ain't coming back home no more.
I've got what I was looking for.
So that was definitely a good thing. Please follow me through.
Yep, let's roll.
Follow me through. And this is moi in my doing my USCT reenactor. Thanks to Mr. Joseph McGill.
Yep.
He was my mentor in allowing me to become a reenactor with the Massachusetts 54th Regiment Company I here in Charleston, South Carolina. It has been a real pleasure and an educational experience for me to experience that because it takes me back to my great-great-grandfather.
Yeah.
It makes me be a part of it, make me interested.
Absolutely.
When we started doing all of the different phases of the building that she went through in order to become reborn
Y'all
again.
had kids out.
My grandson he's in the Navy now. My grandson was about 10 at the time, and he'll never forget this moment.
Oh, you can't forget
He
this.
can't never forget this moment.
No.
Come look to the Seashore Farmers Lodge itself.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, welcome to the
Wow.
actual lodge itself.
Beautiful. This is beautiful. I will say this. I've been to some lodges, and those lodges rented out that space to Klan members.
Oh my
And
God.
I've seen receipts
Yes.
where that's been the case. So I'm happy to say that I'm happy to know that that wouldn't be the case, and those spirits aren't hanging around here.
No.
But I've been to two lodges.
Yes.
Where that was the case.
Oh, wow.
I did two visits and with some folks, one in Tennessee and one in South Carolina.
And these are black lodges.
No, these are white lodges.
These are white lodges.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
white lodges, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're white lodges. Yeah. And they would rent them out, one for $5 a month, and I forgot how much the other one was.
Oh,
They
yes.
rented them out to the
A
Klan.
lot of them had their meetings at the lodges.
Yep, yeah, they had their meetings at the lodges.
Well, that was definitely not the case here.
Nope, not at all.
You know, that was definitely a proud people, independent people. See, this lodge was built because we needed a bank. We didn't have a bank. So the lodge acted as that bank. You join the lodge, and then join the lodge, you pay your dues. And we were sincere about paying those dues because we know that those dues were there for when we needed it.
For sure.
If we needed money for our taxes to be paid, we didn't have money at tax time, we would come to the lodge and get the money, pay
Pay taxes.
your taxes, but pay your doggone, pay your dues
Yeah.
every day. Even if you don't come to the meeting, send somebody up here to pay your dues. And the renovation process right here, this is the original door right here. See what we got here? You can't come up here.
Yep, gotta look through. Yeah.
What you want? No, you know you can't come up here. You got your dues? Okay, give me the dues.
Gotta pay to play.
Gotta pay. And that's what they had. Our four parents had the vision to see to do, and know that this was our bank, so it was our everything, and we protected her with jealousy, because we know that this was ours. We had to all costs. Now, what happened was, and I always ask this question, sir. Why did it go into the stage of collapse? And it's and migration, integration.
Yeah.
You know, people leave and go to different parts of the world.
Options. People had options.
Have options then. But
Do you feel that at some point having too many options became?
yeah, exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And the last option was here, from their perspective. No, I ain't gonna stay down here. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to New York. I'm going to LA. I'm going to.
Yeah.
But they still had the people in place to keep the lodge itself alive. Although the building went into space, we still had the place and had to keep the lodge alive and to keep it relevant with members. So when we funded the renovation, we would tell the people, come on out and take a look at the renovation which we done. And a lot of people know that they weren't supposed to come up these stairs and this part up here, but we told them, no, this is a different time now.
Yeah, come on.
We want y'all to see what we've done.
Yeah.
We want y'all to see how we repaired and brought back to life. Try to show culture here. Yeah, we show culture as much as we can here. People on the island, circa 1950, that's me right there, 1 year old.
Oh, wow.
My 80-year-old brother, he lives in New York for 50 years.
Okay.
And he's back home across the street from me now on the island. My sister, New York, Jersey, California, you know, and it kind of pictures.
So the boys came home.
The boys came home. You know, all us, cause you know, you had options. You know, my mom and dad would always tell us, "Hey, boy, if you can't do nothing, wherever you at, go out and see the world and do the world." But I want you to know, if push comes to shove, and you got to come home, you got a home to come to.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why we come back home.
Yeah.
So all our kids and our grandchildren who aren't here, who are in different parts of the country, different parts of the world,
They'll always have a home.
you always got someplace to come.
Yeah.
And that's what us as African Americans need to really grasp hold to and realize that's what we got to do for former generation, for the unborn child.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Definitely an unborn child. You know. And
Is this the original bench?
These are original benches. It's the pews. Now we used to have a church in the neighborhood. We used to have a church in the neighborhood. Like I said, we had when you come to the community, and you got a church, and you got a school, and we had barbershops, we had stores, we had businesses, we had everything. Mosquito Beach was the entertainment center. These guys who were visionaries, they started Mosquito Beach, and for us to come to something we could really relax and be happy with having a good time. Yeah. This is the music. Knowing everybody, becoming family, knowing what we're doing as a community at large. But I got famous. People, as the guys went around to different parts of places, they said, "Oh, you ever heard of Mosquito Beach?" "Yeah, I heard of Mosquito Beach. What's Mosquito Beach? Full of mosquitoes?" "Well, yeah." But you could party down there. Moonshine.
Yeah.
You know, moonshine.
If you drink enough of that, you may not feel the mosquitoes at that point. You know, you may feel it in the morning, but at the moment you're good to go, right?
Now this guy who was the brainchild for Mosquito Beach, Andrew Apple Wilder, he didn't have any education, but he knew enough to know that 1 + 1 = 2. So if you give a good product, and people like the product that you have, then they will come out and spend the money. And the music, over here, I want to show you a picture of the pavilion over the water.
Okay.
Over the main water. I'll show you the pavilion eventually. And so, we still meet up here. As soon as I got back, I had to become a lodge member because my mother and my grandfather were lodge members. So I was the first class after, I say, about maybe 50 years.
Okay.
To come back and become part of the lodge. We still meet the second Sunday of every month now.
Love it.
And we're getting the younger guys. I'm getting the younger guys who've been out there, who know their history. I want them to know it and become a part to keep this going past me.
Yes.
Because it's bigger than me.
That's
It's
what
my
legacy
grandchildren.
is. Yeah.
So definitely, some of the ladies here, we're talking about the oysters. Mosquito Beach started in the oyster factory, and that's alluded to. This right here is a photo of them coming up on Mosquito Beach. The women going to pick the oysters. The men would pick it, bring it to them. They would shuck it, put it in the mason jars, and then send it to the world to be sold.
Wow.
And that's what you call a business. Your own business.
The entrepreneur.
The entrepreneurs, you know. And the little houses that we have out in the neighborhood, small houses, they house. Well, of course, you know, we had a lot of kids back then. We had a lot of children back then.
Yeah.
So we may have a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 3-room house. I stand corrected. And, you know, we got 8, 9, 10 kids up in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Dad would take his wallet out and drop his wallet. And, well, number 1 is here, and number 5 is there, number 7 is there, and number 9, you know. And but we needed them in order to do our necessary goods coming to America. The women of the neighborhood, the lodge. Early 1950s, this is how she looked before we renovated her.
Okay.
We replicated her pretty good, sir.
And then we have the ladies, Carrie B. Walker.
Yes.
Martha Rivers.
Yes.
Maria Lafayette, Marianne Chavis,
Yeah.
Betsy White.
Yeah, their families still live here.
Yeah.
And their family goes back to the Civil War too, and goes back to slavery too. And now I'm dealing with their daughters and their grandkids and their great-grandkids, all of them here. And that's the secret of Sol Legare. We stay tight and keep this American history and lingo going.
Who was the oldest person that you knew growing up in the community? Who was that oldest person?
Well, we just had a young lady that died here. She was 99 years old. She died September 2nd.
Okay.
Now, the older person I know was...
When you were younger, like who was it that you could think of that was a very old person? Born in the 1800s.
Oh, let's see. The only one that I can recollect at that time was probably Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
What's a couple of them? Joe Chavis.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison Wilder.
Okay.
Because Harrison Wilder produced my grandfather. My grandfather produced my mother, and my mother
Yep.
produced me.
Yeah.
I can remember those guys. John Wilder, my grandfather. Those guys actually, some of them actually fought in the Civil War.
And you knew them?
Well,
Or you met?
I met one of them.
You met one of them.
One
okay.
of them. One of them.
And that's how close
That's
the
how
institution of enslavement is.
That's
too.
how.
So it's helping all the
Because
time.
we talk in terms of generation,
For sure.
given 100 years. But you know, some guys was having kids at 15, 16,
Oh,
17. And then, you know, the daughter having kids. So, you know, they're close.
Yeah, they're close.
They're close, very close. Yes, sir.
Any other movies filmed in here at Mosquito Beach or
Oh, yes.
on
I'm
the
a
island?
Yes, I'm a filmmaker.
Yep.
And we've shot, really got through shooting a movie called Bateau.
Okay.
And Bateau speaks to the culture, the Gullah culture, the morals, the way of life here on Sol Legare Island, post-Civil War. We've shot other movies. We had North and South shot down here.
Yep.
Parts of Glory shot down here. The Patriots shot down here. Different movies. It's beautiful. If you want to get natural beauty,
It's here.
it's here.
Yeah.
And once they discover it, then they come down here and come back again and again for us.
What are your concerns with, because even with us coming here, we had to detour because of how much flooding is happening.
Yes.
How much of a concern is that for you and people in the community as it relates to the sustainability of life here on the island?
Well, you know, it's a big concern. We have to realize that Charleston in itself is below sea level.
Yeah.
So we're putting all these monies into, you know, into infrastructure in order to straighten up, but you cannot stop Mother Nature. So Charleston will continue to flood. Even here on the island, at this point on Sol Legare Island, I can remember when I was growing up here on Sol Legare Island, the water didn't crest over. It came high, and we're right on the Atlantic Ocean, mind
Yeah,
you.
it's right across the
But
street.
over the last 20 years since I've been home now the crest is over. Now, erosion. And that's part of one of the things that we have the lodge involved in sustainability projects here at the lodge now. Because what we're trying to do now is try to ways that the community at large could try to thwart some of these off now. And how do we put in infrastructure? How do we put in sidewalk? How do we put in walls now? Because erosion is really showing itself here in the Carolinas on the island. So definitely a big concern.
Yeah.
For the people here on Sol Legare Island, South Carolina, definitely a big concern. You know, and we think of the civil rights era. We had a young lady here on Sol Legare Island, Miss Priscilla Gilliard. Miss Priscilla Gilliard was a nurse in the 1950s, early 60s, and she during a strike at the medical college here in South Carolina. March 1969. She was the nurse, small Sol Legare Island now, that wrote to the NAACP that she wanted to strike at the medical college in South Carolina for better rights, better treatment, better pay here in Charlotte, South Carolina. She was at the Priscilla Gilliard, and in this letter, sir, she says, because I have the letter right here,
Okay.
on March 1969, 11 workers were fired from Medical University Hospital. All persons were black, including nurse assistant nurse tech, and 3 licensed practical nurses. Right away, Mary Moultrie
Right here. Okay.
contacted Isaac Bennett for help. He was a spokesman for the union of the cigar factory on East Bay Street. The cigar factory was one of the few places that were unionized and trying to become unionized. They actually went to New York in order to get the 103, 119A union to come down and participate in the strike. Okay? So that's a part of our history. And when we integrated the schools in the fall of '68, we integrated, we left W. Gresham Megan High School, and then we integrated to James Allen High School. James Allen High School was a white high school. W. Gresham Megan was a black high school. In fall of '68, they told 2 weeks prior to us going back to school, they told us we were by federal mandate, we had to now integrate and go to James Allen High School. Well, we did. That March, we had a Black History Month celebration at our high school. While the white students, segregated society, had never seen a black ceremony such as that.
Yeah.
And they rebelled against it. And they talked down to our women. And that ain't gonna work. No, I'm not a man unless you talk to my woman like that. A fight broke out. A racial fight the first year that we got there. Storm Thurmond was the state senator at that time.
Lord Jesus.
Fielding was the state representative. So Fielding get a call from Storm Thurmond, saying you have to go down there and settle this case and see what's happening. And he did. And that all because she wrote this letter
Yeah.
here from Sol Legare Island, bringing all the powers. And that letter, that was the first sighting of Coretta Scott King after the death of Martin Luther King.
Really?
So Martin Luther King was killed, assassinated, and when she came down in March of '69, that was her first sighting because King was killed in 68. So she had about 9 months break before she finally came back out. All the luminaries were there. Andrew Young, Ralph Abernathy, all the luminaries, all her soldiers, all her lieutenants were there. And that was a part of Charles' history. And all because Mr. Sol Legare wrote this letter to start the
Ringing the
ball
alarm.
Ringing the alarm. And that's such a great, it's so close to me that she passed. When we renovated the lodge, she actually grabbed my hand and said, Ernest, I want to give you something. And she went on, hand wrote this letter. And she said, Ernest, I want you to put this in your lodge. I want you to tell the story of me going to the NAACP and getting this ball rolling in order to stop the fight on the racial segregation and prejudice at the Medical University of South Carolina, because we couldn't go there. I had one case where my family was involved in one case where we had a car accident, and we went to Roper Hospital after the accident. One of our family members, a cousin of mine, was beat up pretty bad in the accident, actually bleeding, and we took him to Roper Hospital, and Roper Hospital did not serve him because he was African American. And he died there on the gurney. And he was there to be saved. And my brother tells me about that, because at the time I was only 5 or 6, but my brother was 13 years older.
He was older, yeah.
So he tells about the story as America had. So I tell the story, and I tell it with pride, sir, because it tells such not a black story, but an American story.
Yeah.
And our goal now is to continue to find out what America is really about.
That's for sure.
And continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Down here in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so how long would meetings last back in the day?
Well, on the second Sunday of every month?
No, well, back then.
Huh?
Whenever they were meeting originally.
Oh, well, I think.
Would it be like all day, like church?
No, well, kind of like, when you came from church,
Yeah, you got to
there's a church that you go to the meeting. So once you leave church at 10, 11 o'clock in the day, 10, 11 o'clock, you probably wouldn't get home to about 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because you had to be there. The meetings were some of them were pretty intense, but you think about the whole community.
For sure.
It was going on at the time. And it was a good thing. It was such a good thing for us to do that.
Yeah.
But right now, we are a museum.
Yep.
And I'm the curator of that museum. And everything here is so original.
Yes.
You can almost feel originality.
Oh yeah, you can.
Walking in, and if you read, and if you look along the story, if you look at the pictures that we have here, sir, and some of the photographs and some of the artifacts, and you can almost tell the story without really being told.
Yeah.
You know, Confederate money, More photos of us here. We have when Nixon resigned. We have when John F. Kennedy was hurt. This is out of New York, because New York was a big part, because most of the people from here in Sol Legare,
They went up to
they
New
went
York.
to New York.
Yeah, that was the migration pattern.
That was the migration pattern at the
Which you had
time.
mentioned earlier.
And here's Mr. Joe McGill right here. That handsome guy right there.
Yeah,
That's
let's see.
Mr. Joseph McGill.
With the slave dwelling
This is
project.
self dwelling projects.
Yeah.
And so we continue to try to tell the story of American history and culture.
Now I see this quilt here. How big was quilting in the community?
Well,
We hear about, of course, G's Bend down in Alabama,
Yes.
which are amazing quilters, and other places across the country. But obviously, this is an American pastime for.
But let me tell you about the quilts, man. Because down here, the quilt is a part of everybody. Because down here, if you look at this, you might get a piece of coat.
You could be anything.
And they would actually saw a piece of shirt,
Yeah.
a piece of drawers.
They don't throw it away.
They don't throw it away,
We ain't
They would
wasting
keep
nothing.
all of those, and they would make a quilt, and they were warm. Now this quilt right here, she has to be at least 50 years old.
Okay.
Circa 1960, 61, 65, right along there. She is that old. And this is my family quilt. And I show it in its rawness. Now the museums are so beautiful now, and it's so what's the word? Business-like, professional, everything that's clean and cut and neat. My museum, this particular museum, is what it is.
Is what it is, and I love it too because it gives you that sense
It's authentic,
of nostalgia.
my man.
Yeah, it gives you that sense of nostalgia, and it's just like it
walk
really
in-
puts you there, and it gives you a very accurate depiction
Very accurate
of
depiction.
what it
what we did.
was. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
and what it is.
Of what it is, And like we have here we got our shit house here in the back.
Oh,
I'm
yep,
talking
there
about
it
the
is.
two bateaus. Those are a couple of the bateaus that we have in the backyard back there that we
Yeah.
used for the movie that we shot.
Okay,
A movie called Bateau.
okay. How can people see that? Is that going
Well,
to be
we just got through shooting it.
Okay, so you got
We shot it this summer. A lot of water scenes in our backyard.
Yeah.
Where we actually went on that, on the islands in the backyard. Young African American filmmakers
Okay.
produced it, directed it. And then we got some grant from SCETV. Thinking about $50,000. We got that grant, and we put it all together, training and educating young filmmakers of tomorrow.
Yeah.
And realizing that they can do their own filmmaking thing without having help.
Yes.
We have to do our own thing.
Yeah, and that's important.
That's very important.
It's very important because it reduces some of the limitations that you would have to
on
have
ourselves.
financially, as well as
As storytelling of itself.
access to resources and storytelling itself. So yeah, I love to hear that as a filmmaker.
Because I'll go in here and I'll write a script and I'll tell a true story from my perspective, which is true and accurate. And then you come in and you giving me the monies, and then you change that word right there. Change that right. No, that ain't no.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Tell your story,
keeping it raw and authentic.
and it tells the truth, and it tells an American truth.
That's it. Telling the Americans. Well, this is great. Is this the last of the upstairs space?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you mind if we go down to Mosquito Beach?
No,
and you
no,
tell
no.
us a little
I'd be
bit about
glad
it?
to.
I would love
That'd be
to
a
do
pleasure
that.
and privilege.
Yeah. So that's I think that's what we'll do next. We'll go down there, but I wanted to show you all again. This floor is original. Pews are original. If you see right here, this is now. Was that street always there? Was it a street or was it a dirt road at one point?
No. As a matter of fact, if you look to the right, you see a dirt road.
Yep.
That
So
was
that's
the
what it
only
was.
entrance to the Sol Legare Island.
Ah.
Folly Road was built in the 50s, 60s. So that was another way how, but this was a dirt road, and it's still there and relevant right now. That was the only way to enter on the Sol Legare Island, South Carolina. You had to come through that dirt road right there.
Wow.
The times have changed. Now we have gentrification going on.
Yeah, for sure.
And people have now bought land, people have lost property by not paying taxes, by family squabbles.
Yeah.
And it takes away from the authenticity of the Gullah corridor. Well, when you got a beautiful spot such as this, the name of the game is to get down here as much as you can. And that's the process, that's what we're going through right now. We got these people, we have finally been discovered, and people are coming into the groves to buy the land and develop it the way they want. So that's what's going on right now.
That's the fight.
That's the fight.
All
It
right,
is
good
definitely
stuff.
the fight.
So that's the inside, you all. That's the inside, and we are about to head down to Mosquito Beach. We won't be long though because it is raining out, and I actually have a conference I got to go to. I'm cheating,
I admire your
but I had to
honesty.
connect with Brother Ernest because TSU alum, and then what I do for the channel. So we'll see y'all at the beach in a second.
Great.
Okay, now here, we're doing a major renovation project on this Pine Tree Hotel. There were segregated hotels here in Charleston, and this happened to be one of them on what they call the Green Book.
Yep, Green Book.
Well, now this is a $1.5 million project. We are just about finished completing this project right here, and we're bringing back to life all Mosquito Beach. And here you have all the different clubs, the hotels, the restaurants, the hole in the wall, the juke joints,
All
to
of
get
it.
down, to get it,
So will this be designated as a historically registered district?
Yes, it is.
It will be.
Yes, sir.
Or is it already?
And it is already.
Okay.
Yes. And you can see the different clubs and the spots. They had go-karts out here one time. They had bumper cars. This is a black beach, mind you.
Yeah.
In the 50s and 60s, they had the vision to put all this together for the guy. Some clubs are still open, some clubs are still relevant, and this is a whole renovation project. Sol Legare is a hotbed of renovation right now between the Lodge and Mosquito Beach, and it's really a hotbed of preservation, and that's another reason why all the people want to come down there.
Yeah.
As you can see, you can turn around. Back around.
Turn around right here. Yeah. Okay, so this is where people will come out.
Come out, party hard all day, all night. You know what? They still do it to a great degree.
Yeah.
Even though none of the businesses are open at the moment because of the renovation project going on.
Yeah.
But people know of Mosquito Beach. People look for it. Now, to see the island over here, that's Taylor Island.
Which island is this?
Taylor Island. We call it Dixie Island.
Dixie Island.
Owned by black. We've been paying taxes on the island for hundreds of centuries. Of course, right now, Folly Beach, the town of Folly Beach, is trying to infringe on that. City of Folly Beach trying to infringe on that and take that over, but they can't because we pay our taxes on that strip of land right there. That island belongs to us. The Wilders, the Gaillards, the Walkers, the Richardsons, the Browns, all the family, we got pieces of that island. And those guys had the vision to keep that land for us.
Yeah. Wow.
Now our thing, because what they used to do, they used to make their moonshine over there because it wasn't on the mainland. They used to take their cows and horse and stuff over there and raise their cows and kill their hogs and stuff over there and go hunting over there.
Yeah.
And the guys are still doing it, the guys still go over there.
Still doing it a little bit.
Still
Yeah.
doing it, yes sir.
And so this is Mosquito Beach?
This is Mosquito Beach.
Yeah.
This is Mosquito Beach. And it wasn't the beach. That was the funny part of it.
Yeah, people. I'm sure people thinking like there's
It was a
all
beach.
kind of sand up front.
Now when tide high, and the pavilion, remember the pavilion that was over the water?
Yeah.
The pavilion was right here with a pollen grab.
Okay.
You go to the pavilion, and when tide's high, like tide's been high all this week, you wouldn't see none of that grass. Oh, that's water.
Water.
Oh, that's water. From down there all the way back there. This right here, the Stone River, the end right here, and this tells the story of how we, as the people came here, to party down. And the guys went into the different parts of the world, Vietnam War, Korean War. Those guys were in the war, and they told people around the world about Mosquito Beach.
Yeah.
They would tell us an interesting story. Some people actually came to actually see it. Some of the guys came back during the Vietnam era and came to party down in Mosquito Beach after Vietnam. I remember one particular story when Mr. George Shavers came back from Vietnam, and he was in the height of the fight of Vietnam. And it was 4th of July, and he came home after the Vietnam War, and those guys were firing up firecrackers. And he went back there. He got into the mode of actually fighting. Here on Mosquito Beach, party, everybody having a good time.
Yeah.
In the middle of Mosquito Beach, maybe right in this area right here, where he went back there because the firecrackers and the guns going off put him back in Vietnam fighting mode. PTSD.
Man.
And we actually saw it.
Yeah, you saw it real time.
We saw it real time, and he hit the deck, get out of the way, and he went there. And you know what? The community understood.
Yeah. Yep, they understood.
We cleared the way.
Yep.
And the man in the community came in and said, leave him alone.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Let him take the ride. And then we showed him that he's back home now.
Yeah.
And so that's another part of the collective unity of being here on Sol Legare Island.
Yeah.
People, we know each other.
Yeah.
See, we know you ain't a bad boy. We know you ain't crazy.
Yeah,
We just know that you're going through a stress situation because of the war. He just got fresh out of the war.
Yeah. And then and hopefully, and I'll swing this over here, y'all, so y'all can see what Ernest was talking about earlier, but this was the utopia for people like him coming back from those places and knowing that you have comfort in this community, and
Yes.
protection,
The protection.
and family, and familiarity
Yes.
as well. And so, is it? Do we know when this whole project is going to be completed?
We project probably be about another year.
Okay.
We're already in about the second year of it.
Okay.
That's how the project is going.
And is this going to be open utilized as Airbnb or
Yes,
as a hotel?
Airbnb, hotel,
Okay.
Airbnb, common shower, different rooms, so they can come in and get the feel of Mosquito Beach, and that's the plan of it right now.
Okay, good. What about this little building?
This is a
right
little
here?
hot, a hole in the wall hot spot to grab yourself something to snack bar, you know.
Okay.
When you talk about hole in the wall, juke joint.
Yeah.
Oh, that's solid.
So what's your favorite? What is the memory? One of the memories that you have juking?
I can remember coming here, and after leaving church right here on Sol Legare, on the afternoon, my sister, who was older at the time, because she was 13 years older than me, she would use that as an excuse to get my other 3 brothers out of the house to walk down to Mosquito Beach. We're going to take the kids and we're going to walk down after church. We're going to walk down to Mosquito Beach. And she knew that a party was fixing to come down Mosquito Beach. And we would come down here and you could hear the music.
Yeah.
And the cars were packed up.
All along here.
All along, even out on Sol Legare Road.
Wow.
Cars were packed in. And we came to music, and back then Jim was, with your bad self, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud, that time frame. It was so relevant to Vietnam, it was relevant to the civil rights movement. It was the time frame.
Different type of liberation movement.
And the people would be selling our goods. Now, we remind you, our main migration being New York City, and Harlem specifically.
Yep.
Anything that went up comes back down. Okay, so you get into the Harlem lifestyle, you get into the drug lifestyle, you get into the numbers racket, you get into the gang-like lifestyle, all those stuff came back down.
Yep.
And some of those guys fronted some of the opportunities, like Backman Seafood, Mr. Chris Brown. He was one of the guys that helped fund Backman Seafood because he had the money to do it. Just think that Bumpy Johnson, the famous gangster from Charleston.
Yep, Bumpy
So
Johnson.
all that's a part of coming down here. All that's a part of our culture.
This has been absolutely wonderful, man. It's been great playing hooky today
Yes.
and coming and hanging out with you and everything.
The place has been on my friend.
No, for sure. And I can't wait to come back when everything gets up and running
And
with,
I'll
the
keep you in
district
touch.
over here for sure.
Yes.
And so, listen, you all, I thank you all for joining me down here in the Charleston metro area.
Charleston metro area.
Sol Legare.
Sol Legare area, James Island, South Carolina.
Island, all the good stuff there, these historical Gullah communities. And I appreciate you for following and watching. Please make sure to subscribe and share, and also consider becoming a member, because of the simple fact that coming to all these places ain't free. I got to gas up, I got to get hotels and everything else. And so any additional support is definitely greatly appreciated. And I hope you've learned something today.
Hunter want to thank Hunter for coming on your
hold
day.
on, let me get you. I got to get you because
I'm gonna talk to Gullah.
as I was about to say, I know you going there. Go ahead.
Hunter want to thank Hunter for coming down here to Charleston, South Carolina, Sol Legare Island, South Carolina, for being with me. We are people. We are Gullah Geechee people. And thank Hunter. Amen.
Amen. So you heard it. Peace and blessings. Have a great one.